Hello my beautiful fragrance family, Dustin here, fragrance fan. Go ahead and do me a solid and click that like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell notification, and I'm just going to keep on giving you guys these budget-friendly fragrance reviews. That 40-ish and under dollar range, and most of these are way less than that, and a good number of these you can find at your local rag stores. I got a list here for you guys of 5 fragrances that I think are just great for everyday wear. Half of these you can find at your rag stores, the other half you'll probably have to get those online. And to me, what an everyday kind of fragrance is something that kind of tiptoes into the category of signature scent worthy. It's not quite at that signature scent. Signature scents, a lot of them would work in this list, but I think that I'll feature them on a signature scent worthy kind of video. So I didn't want to try to be too redundant and keep reviewing the same fragrance that just keeps making these lists because they're so versatile. These are the ones that are right there, kind of almost in signature scent territory. They aren't like your best fragrance, but they're a fragrance that smell really good, that you'll be confident wearing, probably garnish compliments, kind of on the fresher side. That way they're more versatile and they work in the warmer weather, somewhat cooler weather, office, dressed down, dressed up. They got a touch of class. So that's why I came up with the 5 fragrances that I'm going to talk about right now. And first up, let's talk about one that's actually been reformulated, and the performance isn't what it used to be, but it's still not even that bad. It's a 4 to 5 hour fragrance, especially if you spray a little bit heavy, and I'm talking about English Laundry's Cambridge Night. Now, this has been compared to Invictus Aqua or Mont Blanc Legend Spirit, and I do have to agree with that. The difference being is, let me just explain what this is altogether. It is a citrus, fruity, it's like a grapefruit, citrus, fruity, blackcurrant, aquatic, woody, earthy, floral fragrance. So the difference between this and Invictus, if you didn't notice right off top, is that blackcurrant, which gives this more of a mature vibe. It's less sweet, a little bit smoother on the fruits. That blackcurrant giving it a grown-up, rich vibe, taking away some of that spiciness, some of the sharp spiciness that Invictus has, toning it down, keeping some of the spiciness there, adding a little bit more woods and some florals. And you got this. I say it's maybe 70% similar to like Invictus Aqua, with a whole lot more grown-up qualities about it. Not as loud, not as playful, got a little bit more class, more office-friendly, more business-friendly, but still fresh enough to work in the warmer weather. And you have something like English Laundry Cambridge Night. They're $14.99 at your rag stores all day long. This one I got for $12.99 when I picked it up. But like I said, that blackcurrant can sometimes be off-putting to some people. Go ahead and spray this thing on your hand. Give it like 30 full minutes. Don't spray it, shop for 5 minutes, be like, okay, yep, it smells good. Give it 30 straight minutes. For real, give it 30 minutes. Because some people, some skin chemistry, it can come off as like a cat urine type of a smell. So like I said, it's more mature. It is a grown-up smell. It's also got agarwood in here, which is a little bit more mature as well. So give it 30 minutes, then see how it vibes. English Laundry Cambridge Night, excellent for everyday kind of wear. Crowd pleasing and compliment getting. Up next is one that I did actually review recently because it was one of my recent pickups, and I was pretty surprised at how this thing smelled, how it performed. It's a 6 to 7 hour fragrance. I'm talking about Bentley for Men Black Edition. It has a nice dose of violet, the powdery side of violet, tangerine. It's sweet. It's got like this damp earth thing going on. It's got some incense in here. During the dry down, you get a little bit more of that damp earth and the incense. It's like green meets blue. It's kind of like the black bottle of Penguin. I forget which one that is, but it's the black bottle, the cylindrical iconic series Penguin. It's similar to that, but much longer lasting. Some people say this smells like Usher, and I forget what that smells like. It's a good smell, and I remember that, but I only smelled it one time a long time ago. They say that this one is like a stronger performer of that, and it is a good performer fragrance. It's 6 to 7 hours. It's very universal, whereas something like Absolute, Bentley for Men Intense, or the EDT, those are all like cool weather fragrances. They're like business and cold weather, whereas this one is business, church, office, casual, gym. If you do like 1 or 2 sprays, it just works all over the place. That's why I made this list. So Bentley for Men Black Edition. Just excellent for an everyday kind of a fragrance. Up next, one I talked about a long time ago, but definitely worth mentioning. There's several fragrances that I have that smell like this, and even others that I didn't purchase because I have so many that smell similar to this. That's Guess Seductive Blue. Now this has a very, just what this one is altogether is it's a cardamom, citrus, aquatic, marine, sand, cashmere. There's even like caviar in this thing. It smells a lot like a fresh version of La Nuit de l'Homme. Now Ocean Pacific Black does. Murata Surf Pour Homme in a way. Ferragamo F Black. There's a certain Joe's Icon Indigo that smells it like it. There's a John Reich or whatever it's called. I think it's Midnight. There's a Midnight and there's a Shadow. I get the two confused. I don't have either one of them, but one of them smells just like La Nuit de l'Homme. And I think there's another one in my collection that smells like, I just like that scent profile. But this one, with the citrus and the aquatic notes, the marine notes in this thing, and that sand giving it an easiness about it, makes this more versatile because it works in the warm weather as well as all the other things that those ones work in. That's why I chose this specific one. And these things are marked down. All of the ones from this Guess Seductive line are good smelling. And they're marked dirt cheap right now. They're like $12.99 for a 100 milliliter bottle of these things. And the performance on this one's an average performance fragrance. Light average, I would say, maybe slightly less. 5 hours and maybe a little bit under. But it's got a very mature vibe. It's tiptoeing on that signature scent. It's, give it a waste of spray real quick. Citrus, aquatic, that cashmere and that sand. The citrus is a little bit sweet. There's some spiciness from like some cardamom. I think there's cardamom in this, and I think that there's black pepper in this, giving it a little bit of a spiciness with that sweet citrus, aquatic, sand, cashmere thing. Lovely fragrance for the price. Does not smell like a $14 fragrance for a 100 milliliter bottle. This one is an excellent everyday fragrance. And if you don't have anything like, I mean, this will help make your fragrance collection versatile. In fact, all of these ones will. So, yeah, Guess Seductive Blue. Check it out. Check out the other Guess Seductives. They're all really good, in my opinion. Some are better than others. And this is one that I think is one of the lowest rating for whatever reason. Say what you will. I like it. Up next, another one that's fairly new to my collection, but man, have I really been enjoying spending time with this one. In fact, it was my scent of the day today after church. I wore Exotic Memory from Milestone to church, and when I left church to go to a graduation party and go to the beach, something that was going to last, because I knew I wasn't going to be spraying it the rest of the day, and it did. It lasted the whole rest of the time. That's Lattafa's Tael. And this is a heavy on the ginger, bergamot, spicy, ambroxan, a little bit of white florals. Kind of gives me the vibes of Tarothi Blue. It's in that same vein without smelling just like it. It's not as wood heavy. It's not as musk heavy. Take the woods and the musk, tone them down, amp up the ambroxan, and some florals. Give it a little bit more sparkle with the ginger and make the citrus more eau fraiche and brighter and easier. And that's what this is. This is this is the freshest, I think, out of all the fragrances in here, but it's strong enough that it'll work in the cooler days of spring and in fall. And it has that spiciness that I think gives it enough class and grown-up feeling to work in a semi-casual, a semi-formal event. Just kidding, even though I wore it all day today. Yeah, and I just kept getting wafts of this thing. The way that the citrus is kind of on that spicy grapefruit side. There's not even amber listed in this thing, but it has that amber feel. So it's got a lot of similarities to Tarothi Blue, but it's not Tarothi Blue. It's like a much fresher, easier, safer blind buy than Tarothi Blue. And similar performance. This thing performs, I mean, it went 7 or 8 hours today, surprisingly, because it didn't the first time I had it. It performed good, but it's starting to mature and the performance is amping up, and I love that. And it's even getting a little bit richer, I think. So if you want one of the fresh ones that have a spiciness with like hints of musk here and there, this is going to be that one. Again, ginger, bergamot, spicy, ambroxan, white florals. So versatile, super compliment getting. This is a compliment fragrance all day long and very long lasting. That's Lattafa's Tael, if I'm pronouncing that right. And last but not least, I've talked about this fragrance several times. I think that it is a hidden gem. I really do. I don't know why this one, I have a couple fragrances in my collection and they should, I feel like, have been hyped up more, but they just weren't. I don't know why. And this is a compliment kind of a fragrance. I'm talking about Ajmal Evoke Gold, Swiss cheese looking bottle. Go ahead and give a squirt on this one too. Fat droplets. If you like iris, you want to check this thing out. It's a spicy iris. It's woody, patchouli, earthy. Got some of the citrus going on in there. That rich patchouli, that earthy iris spiciness. It makes it sound like it's going to be some deep, rich, dark fragrance, which it is a little deep and rich, but it's not so dark because the pepper, it really picks up on more of the citrus nuance than anything, which uplifts it a little bit, which makes this work, in my opinion, in the warmer weather. This is kind of a clone of Prada L'Homme, which is deemed as one of the office-friendly kings, which means that it is safe to be around people, crowd-pleasing, compliment-getting, got a little bit of touch of class, but it's also easy enough for casual wear. I don't know how much is in this thing, but by shaking it, it's probably down to about here, so I do wear this thing. The projection and the performance on this thing is actually quite good. It's on me, pushing about a 7-hour fragrance. It's gotten me some good compliments. The only problem with this one is at the beginning, if you're smelling it right up to your nose, it's gonna be abrasive because it's spicy iris. So that can be kind of weird and super off-putting and offensive and like kind of in your face to some people. If you spray it right here and get right up on that thing, just chill with that, you know? Spray it and smell it out here, and you'll see how wonderful of a fragrance that this actually is. But even after you spray it on your hand, you get right up there, give it a few minutes, and that synthetic harshness kind of goes away. So again, if you like iris fragrances, if you like Prada L'Homme on a super budget, this one's going to be for you. This one is probably the most signature scent worthy, the hidden gem. Not necessarily the best smelling out of all these, but man, this thing's never talked about. Iris, pepper, woody, patchouli, earthy, citrus. Great fragrance for what it is. And it's not too much. It's about 30 bucks online or something like that. At least that's when I got it, from Amazon. So Ajmal Evoke Gold definitely makes this list. I like talking about this one because nobody else does, but I'm here to show it some love. So that's 5 fragrances that are everyday. Like if you just don't know what to wear and you're doing whatever and it's kind of warmer, any one of these will work. If you're going to a wedding, if you're going to a volleyball game, if you're going to the office, if you're going grocery shopping, these ones are gonna work. And a good chance, if somebody smells you, they will get you a compliment. So with that, I'm out. Y'all be blessed. Take care of yourself always, and until next time.